Raila Amolo Odinga, who is the ODM party leader, is likely to be declared the next president of the Republic of Kenya in 2022. Raila Odinga has vied for the presidency almost 4 times. Actually 4 times. In 1997, when he was introducing himself into politics. In 2007, Raila Amolo Odinga actually won the presidency. But he was never declared the president of the Republic of Kenya. In 2013 and 2017, we all know what transpired. But Raila Odinga is currently enjoying the support of the deep state. He's enjoying the support of the system. His supporters believe that that's the only thing which has always stopped Raila Amolo Odinga from becoming the president of the Republic of Kenya in the past. So Raila Odinga is likely to become the next president. But Raila Odinga has enjoyed the support across the country, but particularly amongst the Luo community. So the question which Kenyans are asking, will the Luo community benefit from Raila Odinga's presidency? Because let's face it, our politics is tribal. Raila Odinga is viewed as a Luo first, as a Kenyan, and then as an African. That's the reality. And because our politics is tribal, there is this perception that when one of your own is in leadership, then you are also in leadership. But in this video, I want to try and explain to you why I strongly believe that the Luo community might not be the biggest beneficiary under Raila Amolo Odinga's presidency. But before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take us a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue to thank you guys for your continued support. I'm actually doing this video from the village in Nyakach. Now let us get back to business. And by the way, Raila Odinga was in Ukambani yesterday, where he had a successful trip in Ukambani. Raila Odinga will today head to the coastal region, where he will be expected to conduct a 3-day tour of the region. He will land in Lamu. I'll do a comprehensive video later, maybe today or maybe tomorrow. He will go to Lamu today. Then tomorrow he will begin his tour. Then later on come to Kilifi. Then from Kilifi, I think he will go to Tana River. Then from Tana River, he will go to the coastal region. That trip is going to be significant, politically speaking, for Raila Amolo Odinga. The deputy president was in Ukambani yesterday. He completed his tour of the Nyanza region the other day. And the deputy president, as we speak today, is in central Kenya, which tells you that there's a way central Kenya is part and parcel of William Ruto's schemes. So the question I'm asking, where is Musalia Mudavadi and where is Kalonzo Musyoka? In short, 2022 general election is going to be a 2-horse race between Raila Odinga and the deputy president, Dr. William Samoei Arap Ruto. Let us get back to the main topic for today. Why I strongly believe that the Luos might not be the biggest beneficiary during Raila Amolo Odinga's presidency. But let me put a disclaimer. When Raila Odinga becomes the president in 2022, one thing I can assure you of is that the development in this country will be distributed evenly. And the other thing I know for sure is that in terms of infrastructure, Kenyans are likely to witness the kind of development which had never been witnessed before. Most of the roads we are witnessing today, when you talk of the Northern Corridor, when you talk of the flyovers, when you talk of dual carriage, those can be attributed to Raila Amolo Odinga. So when he becomes the president, he'll be able to achieve most of those. But will the Luo community be the biggest beneficiaries in Raila Odinga's presidency? Do you think the Luo will benefit more than, say, the Kalenjins, who are likely not to vote for him? Or let me put it this way. Do you think the Kikuyus benefited more under Kibaki's presidency or under Uhuru Kenyatta's presidency? The answer to that, if you ask me, is that the Kikuyus actually benefited a lot during Kibaki's presidency and also during Uhuru Kenyatta's presidency. It's something we can discuss. The truth of the matter is that it is during Kibaki era when we saw a company like Transcentury rising from almost nowhere. That's the time we saw companies like Equity, Family Bank rising because the government actually made it possible for them to grow. But that's a different story. Can the Luo benefit more than any other tribe under Raila Odinga's presidency? I don't think so. And these are my reasons. Number one, Raila Odinga is known to be someone who really consider himself as a Pan-African. So basically, Raila Odinga would want a situation where he is the face of the country. So if you are a Luo and you are expecting Raila Odinga to give you a favor, that you will not get. Raila Odinga would want a situation where if, for example, there are 10 positions to be distributed, he would want each and every tribe to be represented. That's why even in most cases when nominations take place, when there are nominations in parliament, when there are vacancies in even in ODM or wherever Raila Odinga has powers, he's normally accused of preferring any other tribes to Luos. That's not the case. When you expect Raila Odinga to nominate 4 or 5 Luos out of 10, that will not happen. So Raila Odinga would want a situation where the face of the country is seen. And that's a big problem that most people normally have with Raila Odinga. For example, in Raila Odinga's government, you'll find Kalenjins there, whether they'll vote for him or whether they will not vote for him. So because of that, Luos will just benefit the way the others will benefit, but not because they are Luos. Number two, and this is serious, Raila Odinga is currently campaigning for the presidency. But who are the faces of his campaign? Who are taking charge of Raila Odinga's campaign? There is the Mount Kenya Foundation. Campaigns are normally very, very expensive venture. So you need money, and most of this money are capital intensive. Today I can ask you to name for me, just below here, the number of Luo billionaires you know. You might not reach 2 or 3. But if I ask you that question to name for you, to list for me at least 5 billionaires from the coastal region, or even 10 billionaires from the larger Mount Kenya region, you'll be able to list for me those 10 billionaires from the mountain. And out of those 10 billionaires, you can count for me that at least 6 of them are investing their resources, their time in Raila Odinga's campaign. For example, SK Macharia is putting a lot of his efforts in Raila Odinga's campaign. The Mount Kenya Foundation have taken charge of Raila Odinga's campaign, which means if he becomes the president, then these guys will have a lot of say. Even before the elections, they might decide that we are supporting you guy, but you must give us a running mate, or you must give us Nairobi, or you are going to give us this number of cabinet secretaries. That's how politics is conducted. So the fact that the Mount Kenya Foundation and the Mount Kenya billionaires are taking charge of the campaigns means they'll have a lot of say in that government. That government will not favor Luos. So that's the other truth. Number 3, in my view, is the influence of the deep state. The deep state is supporting Raila Odinga, and that's why William Ruto and his brigades are not very happy. And the fact that they are supporting Raila Odinga means only one thing, that they'll be able to take charge of Raila Odinga immediately or even before the next general election. I want to ask you to be very keen with Raila Odinga's campaign. He will be declaring his interest on the 9th. Uhuru Kenyatta will be likely endorse Raila Odinga on the 30th. After that, the deep state will take charge of Raila Odinga. I want to ask you guys to be observant whether Raila Odinga's campaign will actually be run from Orange House or Capitol Hill, or there's a group of people who will form another secretariat, and this group of people will be responsible for running Raila Odinga's campaign. So the mere fact that Raila Odinga will be a state-backed candidate means that the state will definitely have a lot of say on how that government is formed. And you can't tell me that if President Uhuru Kenyatta is going to support Raila Odinga, that support will be without any condition. the condition might be that this condition must be met, this condition must also be met. And lastly, because it's a Mandela's moment. Mandela's moment means that Raila Odinga is likely to serve for only one term. And if Raila Odinga is going to serve for only one term, it means he will want to leave a long-lasting legacy. That long-lasting legacy would not allow him to favor a region, will not allow him to favor cronies, will not allow him to do things the way he would want to do without considering the image. Nelson Mandela is still remembered up to now, yet he served only one term. But there are presidents who served for centuries in this African continent, but they cannot be remembered. So being a Mandela's moment means Raila Odinga would do everything possible to ensure that as much as he's a Luo, Luos will not be the only people who will benefit from his legacy. And lastly, it's because of Raila Odinga's reform credentials. Raila Odinga is one of the guys who's fought for the marginalized communities. So in Raila Odinga's government, you must expect that an El Molo, these small tribes will find a voice in his government. And because of that, because of his reform credentials, there is no way he will favor you because you are a Luo. So if you're a Luo, make sure you have credible papers, make sure you are qualified for whatever position you are going to compete. The only thing I know is going to happen is that the level playing field is likely to be clear, so that it won't favor person A because he's a Luo, or discriminate against person B because, say, he's a Gikuyu. I don't know what you think. That's my take. And thank you guys. I'm actually doing this particular video from the village, and hope you guys are going to enjoy it. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day.